Hi everybody, it's Galactic Man Larry here again with another G.I. Joe Classified series action figure review, and today we have in front of us the Cobra Tele-Viper and Cobra Flight Pod, or Trubble Bubble. And yeah, I'm very excited about this one. I guess some of you are as well, or many, I don't know. You can see the little render work here, or artwork render thing with the palm trees, the mountains, and these Trubble bubbles popping up from everywhere, and it's a very fun looking vehicle. I never had one of these as a kid. I maybe was a bit late to the party, but yeah, you can see it comes with two extra heads, some other accessories we'll check in a moment. There you have the illustration. Don't trust this guy, just look at that smile, it's like Jeff Goldblum. No, just don't trust this person. I wouldn't get near to this guy if I was a kid. Anyway, yeah, you can see the renders there. It's a rather simple one. I mean, you have the bubble, the guy, and the accessories are nice, but it doesn't look like much, you know. I at least can see like a couple of extra hands here. Anyway, a lot of blackness here, a lot of a huge logo. There you have the thing that many people really... The only reason we are doing these reviews are to check these QR codes, of course. Let's take these things out of the packaging and see how good they actually are. And for that we'll just... We'll do this again on camera. And that's it. No, it's not it. We still have this here. So there you have the bubble already at least halfway assembled, looking good. There you have your Tele-Viper already ready for action, and there you have in huge letters Tele-Viper and Cobra Flight Pod number 79 Cobra. And stuff, we just opened this new way to put things inside of these boxes. Very simple, very just practical. They didn't spend much in cardboard. And here we have the satisfying sounds of tearing, and yeah, that's the extra heads, the backpack. Oh, the rockets or missiles are rather large, which is good. I mean, we want cool large accessories. And this one is more like the other section of the bubble. This one is easy, like the propulsion bit. And there you have the Tele-Viper and the Trubble bubble with everything they come with, except Pimp Straw here and the Viper officer, of course. And we have Pimp Straw here, owner of Hasbro, very happy. Or actually, he's a mercenary. You know, he's a weapons dealer, and he's just here because he sold Hasbro this product, and he's happy because of all the money they're already making with this product, you know, of course. And this guy was just for the test, you know, he survived. And yeah, Pimp Straw is super happy. Anyway, let's get to the thing. You can see like the accessories we have. Let's move Pimp Straw a bit to the side. We have this. First of all, is this the weather bomb? I mean, please let me know, those of you who are fresh with the episodes and all of that. I haven't watched them since I was a kid. I watched recently, last year, just watched like 3-4 episodes. I made some time for it, and I remember watching that episode where they have like a weather bomb or something like that. In any case, maybe this is it, or if it's something else, let me know. It has a little peg holder. We'll check that in a moment where that could go. You can see it says caution, and actually highly explosive, handle with care to remove, press, latch, release. Anyway, that's thinking realistic, but we have the toy here, so let's just pull here, and there you have like the insides of this bomb. They have some detail there. Of course, if you can weather that, it will look a bit more, the details will pop a bit more, but hey, they put paint on it, and it's a nice a new kind of accessory for the line. If I'm right, it's the first time we have like an actual bomb. I mean, well, we have TNT with Firefly and stuff like that, but I don't remember having anything like this. So it's a really cool new type of accessory. We have the propulsors here for the thing, the Trubble bubble. I guess that's like a Sky Striker count. Cobra logo PE49LT L7A. The same at this side, I guess, is a serial number or something like that. Whatever, correct me if I'm wrong, please. I can be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong all the time. I don't know. You have a little, this. I forgot the name of these things. Like, anyway, to change the direction, and they are joined together by this little. I'm forgetting all the words today. By this little piece here, and so if you move one, the other one will move as well. You have these propellers here, or turbines, made out of cast in gunmetal gray plastic, different piece. This is a lighter gray plastic, whatever. Danger, hot exhaust. And yeah, again, I forgot the name of these things. I was gonna say propellers, but they're not that. Please, the fins, whatever they're called, please leave it down there in the comment section. I'm losing the language. Some more detail there. You can, of course, if you get several of these things, weather it. Right now I'm just showing the product I just opened. Here are the missiles or rockets, and they have some detail. They're just cast in these like gunmetal kind of, well, it's not gunmetal, it's kind of a dark gray, almost black, or actually black plastic. Anyway, it has the typical G.I. Joe kind of indentation there where you can tap this in. Actually, let's get right to it. You have these ports here where you just put this thing in, you present it, and then you click. And then you can see that the actual thingy there has some rivets there, so it continues, it adds to the detail. It's not just a functional piece, it does have some detail. You put the other one in the other side, and then we start putting stuff to this thing. That's how you mount your rockets, just like, yeah, literally just by pushing them in or tapping them in, whatever you want to call it. And that looks nice. Well, we have the Viper mounted there. We'll go to that in a second. We also have this, well, the actual cannon or gun for the Trubble bubble. It has a ball peg hole there. It has a peg hole also if you want to add fire effects. I just happen to have some here, just, yeah, a simple one, so you can have it shoot. Let me add some more drama to it, like this, and then we can put this other one there, and there we have the boom, that it's a bit flaccid. Anyway, you can see there's this ball peg here, so you just I guess, let's hope it stays in place, it won't snap on camera. It will be what we say in German, peinlich. In any case, just be careful. It's very tight. Maybe I should heat this up. I think I will heat it. I don't want to, of course, to snap my bubble here. So I just managed to pop this in. It was a bit tight. I didn't have to, but I put some oil there, some of the oil. I keep calling it oil. This silicone spray thing, so that it maybe won't be that, there won't be much friction. Now this piece, just to complete the thing, you can see we have a couple of Schrauben, these things there. You just put it in, present it, and push, and there you have it. And yeah, there you have the Trubble bubble. It's a very weird contraption or little vehicle, but it's a classic, right? And there you can see how you can pose the cannon in all the gun here in all directions. And yeah, so you can laser everybody down there. I mean, yeah, I think it's not a terrible design. It's goofy, but it looks, of course, like a flying helmet, you know. Anyway, and there you have the rockets. We can see, let's check some detail of this thing. SB, fuse, caution, electric pole, and twist to release. Pull and twist to release, you know. We have the propulsion here. Again, the Sky Strikers, it's brought down. You have these fins here, which are black plastic, or are those painted? I think these are actually, yeah, well, the black is it's the color of the plastic. There's some painted detail here, some paint for this piece, whatever, but the rest is that light gray plastic with some detail there for the electronics and all of that. You have some graphics there for the little monitor here, and you have, of course, at the inside of the actual machine here, the actual vehicle, you have some more like controllers and indicators and buttons and stuff, and there's some painted stuff, and there's a lot of stuff that you could paint yourself if you're willing to. We shouldn't be forced to, but I mean, if you really want to give it more detail, you can weather the whole thing again. And of course, in the actual like helmety thing there, you can see the Cobra logo and some, yeah, it's like the aiming little screen there or whatever. It's some more graphics there, and it looks cool to have some printed detail. Now this thing, as you can see, it just does like this. It doesn't have any, I haven't found at least some click to it, so it will stay in place only if you have the trooper grab it, you know, like to actually hold the handles here, and that's the only way it will stay in place. Now I just realized this thing has also a couple of little holes there. Let me find search if I can find like a place to, if yeah, it should go somewhere specifically, because I haven't yet found that place. I don't know if it's supposed to be hanging somewhere. I don't remember the promo pictures, what they suggest, so I'll just check it for a moment. Anyway, I couldn't yet find a way to port that bomb somewhere at the bubble, but now let's continue with the Tele-Viper. Here is like the classic style head. I mean, well, the head which is closer to the classic figure, you know. It was never like a helmet design I personally was excited about. I mean, it's cool to have head options, but yeah, it's you can see a lot of detail here at the, you know, his gear around the helmet, and yeah, I mean, it's actually a cool head. But it's, yeah, I don't know, I don't see like a mass type soldier from Cobra showing his, well, part of his face. I mean, the eels, they show the eyes, yeah, but the eyes are okay, but showing the actual mouth and thing is just, is not the typical Cobra taste for me. I mean, I know there's several troopers like that, but I prefer when they have like a visor and a mask and all of that. This is the same thing, just of course in a black skin tone or darker skin tone. And here have, I mean, you have two options here, black and white, whatever you want to call it. And but I was gonna say it's the very same thing, but I think it looks a bit like they did. I mean, the noses are different. Yeah, I am almost sure it's not just that mine, maybe the copies came like this or like that. I think they did try to make them distinct. I mean, like the typical shapes of the different, you know. Anyway, there you have, this is, but for me this is the cool thing. I mean, this was for me a decisive factor when I saw they were adding this type of head, like a really masked character which looks like a specialist, and that's the thing where I was like, I will get it. If we only had this, or these two actually, I would have been like, okay, I would have gotten it, but I wouldn't be as excited, because again, those heads, even if they're the classic ones, for me this is like super cool. It's modern, and it's yeah, it makes the character look. I personally take this character much more serious, or much more seriously than this guy, which is all like, oh, I'm a bad guy, you know. Same for this, you know. It's like just like, but this is like, yeah, no emotions, and it's really a cool helmet design, in my opinion. Let me know which head type you prefer. Of course, if you get many, of course you will have a couple of classic ones, or you can have, of course, they are suggesting us to have at least 3, but for me this is the guy. This is like the badass from all the possibilities with this figure. And it's the same body as Recondo. If I'm right, this is the Recondo body. I mean, you can see the shoes, the boots there are Recondo's boots, or Falcon if you prefer. The same legs. So if you want to check that articulation, I'll post the video up there. We'll check this time only the detail. I don't want to bore you forever with the articulation this time. I always do the articulation, but I think we're taking too long already. I'm taking too long. It's my responsibility. Let's check these accessories. The backpack with those purple details there, and the antenna, well, it just detached, and you can see there's the peg for your actual hose here, which came detached in the packaging, and you have the actual gun, and you can do this, so you can plug it there. And we have, of course, the hose itself that can detach totally from both parts. It just came like this in the box. And we have this gun, which is yeah, it's like a fantasy weapon, well, at least as far as I know. I don't know if it's like a sonic weapon, or it's this like a jamming, like an EMP kind of weapon, you know, electromagnetic pulse shooting. I don't know how this weapon, or if it's just like a huge laser cannon. I don't know. The thing is different. It has a huge barrel here, and it looks silly but also cool at the same time, in my opinion. Sorry. And the backpack is also unique to this character, to this trooper, as far as I know, and it's really cool looking, at least to me. And the hose again. There we have the trooper again. I like the combination of dark blue with purple. I really like purple. I like Donatello, of course, and I like purple. Anyway, looking forward to the Techno Vipers, of course, in purple, not only the black and red one, which is already announced. The Cobra logo there. We have the same like they did with the Range Viper. Like, this would be Recondo's arm. There was like Outback's arms, and they just painted what in Recondo is in skin tone. This guy has like a black overlay of I don't know, like spandex or something. He has this piece which is unique to him, I guess, a little like forearm controller there with some indicators and whatever. Cool gauntlet design here. I don't know if these are unique to this guy. Maybe they are new to this guy, you know. Nice pieces. You have the, I think is the same watch as Recondo's, I think, which is a separate piece actually. And again, this other arm, hand. Sadly, they have in and out articulation. And let's just talk a little bit. He has a good butterfly, so you can wield the weapon nicely. And let's take a closer look at this mask again. Just check all the detail there. I mean, this, for me, look at that. I mean, this is a really cool helmet. I don't know, I just instantly was like, yeah, I like it. Check that vest. If I'm right, I have an open grid iron or something, so maybe it's the same. Correct me if I'm wrong. But to me, it's new. That's what I wanted to say. Purple with dark gray, and looks really, it's a nice piece. Again, for me, it's a new piece, this vest. And we have also this new belt, which keeps dancing around a little bit. But yeah, with some telecommunications stuff there, some pockets, and of course the belt itself, you know, painted black. The legs are very plain, again, Recondo's legs, but without the Tiger Force stripes. They look really plain. And yeah, that's it for the figure. I mean, again, we checked the articulation in the Recondo video. I just I put the tab some minutes ago, so go check that if you're really interested in the articulation. And that's how he looks like with that head on, and that's how it looks with this one, so that you don't say I didn't show it. A pro tip: while putting this guy in the cockpit, well, the only cockpit here, be careful while sliding the hands. Maybe pull the trigger finger up, slide the hand, and then let it fall down on top of the brakes, because if you bring the whole hand in, you will stress the little brake piece, because sadly the handle is made of that fragile thin plastic, is not that flexible. So I just stressed my little piece there. I don't know if you can, yeah, you can see the stress mark. It's okay, I mean, but I mean, it shouldn't be okay actually. They should make these things out of a bit more sturdy plastic. And actually the whole thing, it doesn't feel like, I mean, don't let this thing the whole thing, I think the sturdiest plastic is the maybe the translucent bit here, and the rest feels a bit flimsy to my personal taste. I don't know, I haven't yet gotten the Serpentor thing, so I don't know how that feels in hand, the Air Chariot and that, but this one feels a bit flimsy in places. There you can see the Trubble bubble. Another thing, this thing is totally lacking a flight stand. I mean, we need a stand to have this thing hovering somehow. I don't see any port. That's the other problem. If we had like a port here, we could use the Fortnite stands, like the one that comes with TNT and her glider and some other characters, or we could use the, you know, this one maybe somehow, but I don't see, I mean, it's a bit heavier than this one can carry. Anyway, no port for the flight stand, that's a minus, and even worse, no flight stand. We could have a flight stand that holds it somewhere here, and boom, there we would have something. This thing should be flying, not just like there, you know. I mean, I'm really happy to have it, but it's like, this thing needs to fly. Of course, it's meant if you're gonna play a bit, you can swoosh it around, but you can also, we're adults, right? And we like making our display scenes, and with this thing you will have to use your creativity to hang it somehow, or to use certain stands that you know. But we should have gotten a stand with this from Hasbro, you know. I mean, for the price, I think a stand shouldn't be that expensive. You make it once and you use it a million times, we'll know it. And yeah, you can see this guy won't fall down. Actually, I forgot to tell you, the straps in there are of course made out of rubber or flexible plastic, so it's easy to put the figure in. And yeah, I really, you know, while I'm telling you all this stuff, I'm just having fun with my copy here. And I can recommend, I mean, if you're wearing the fans, maybe now they're sold out. I don't know if you can pre-order somewhere, or you can find them in stock at the moment, but they are a cool little thing. And of course, if you get like 3, 5, 10, whatever, it will look really cool. You just need to have the space and you need to have the money, of course. And but yeah, these things must look very cool in a bunch. There, it is cool by itself, just totally lacking that stand, and we shouldn't stand that harm. And last commentary, as you can see, maybe you realize already, I mean, we can put this thing in there and it will stay maybe, but personally I didn't find the place to put it. Maybe I'm totally missing, and you saw already where it should be. I don't know if this should open or something. I just didn't explore enough. I mean, I opened this and I made the review, you know. And you don't have storage, as far as I know. You don't have storage for the backpack or the hose or the gun. I mean, of course, you can have him wielding the gun with one hand, but I think this looks cool, like like properly driving the thing. And yeah, I think that's a little minus, or I mean, to not have somewhere to put this, I didn't find it, at least. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame. Maybe it's right in front of my eyes again, but to have no storage for the weapons is a bit sad, you know. Why? And there you have the Tele-Viper in the Trubble bubble next to some other troop characters, troop figures, you know, so that you can see how it looked like when it's just sitting there next to other troopers, you know. You can of course have it just with a regular Cobra infantry guy, and of course that will look really cool. I mean, it does. I mean, and I don't know, were these things always, when they appeared in the cartoon, were they piloted by infantry, Cobra troopers, you know, or was it always by teletroopers? Because I have no idea. Please let me know in the comment section below. I just know, or I just feel like this looks maybe even cooler, or like more like traditional than the actual Tele-Viper. I don't know. I mean, this can't go wrong because he has the helmet and you have the glass helmet on top of it, which goes along properly, you know. As you can see, this is great also for everybody's new favorite, Tankery, or you know, Tanya the Valkyrie, you know, the tan thing everybody's loving. Yeah, I mean, just decide for yourself. You can put whoever you want in there, I guess. And yes, this is possible as well. I know you were thinking about it as well. Yeah, you can put a whole, I mean, this chunky guy, the snow serpent, can get in there. It's a bit, of course, it's much more fiddling to get the belt to stretch. I don't feel like well, maybe I hope it's not stressing that much. It's possible, but yeah, you need some fiddling to make this happen. And yeah, but you can have Trubble bubble snow serpents flying around, and of course you can have some skis there or whatever, and then they can jump, kamikaze the thing and continue sliding in the snow, whatever. Ideas, you know. And I thought it wasn't gonna be possible, but this one is possible as well. You have to fiddle a bit with the plastic cape and make sure that the skirt that you slide it in sitting on top of that skirt and that it doesn't squishes back. Anyway, it's possible. You will understand how to do it when you have it in hand. And yeah, I mean, what else do you need? You need to get some Trubble bubbles, I guess, because it's a cool, weird vehicle and it's a classic. And you need to have, of course, maybe you need one for him, one for Destro, one for Baron, one for everybody. You know, it's like, that's what they want us to do, to get hundreds of these things or whatever. But it's, yeah, I mean, with endless space and endless money, I would, I guess. But yeah, it's up to you, of course. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you, you know, some fantasy scenario, or maybe some people are actually gonna do it. Just look at how cool that looks. I mean, we needed something like that for Cobra Commander as well. And yeah, and that's it for this review. I mean, loving that. I think it's a cool vehicle. Defects, mine, this piece keeps coming out really easily. It doesn't have a flight stand or even a port to use some Fortnite or whatever stand from other Hasbro lines or some other line. So I guess, or I hope they will release at some point some stand that hangs there like a port somehow. Please, Hasbro, we need some stands for these things, and you should provide some. I mean, of course, sell them, you know, or send like sets of 2 or 3 or singles, whatever. The plastic, in some places it feels a bit flimsy. I mean, of course, don't let this thing fall down. The actual cockpit, the helmet piece, you know, this translucent piece, feels sturdier than the rest of it. Maybe, of course, it's just a little swivel here at the back, so be careful with all of that. I mean, it's not meant for heavy play, I guess. It's a toy, a collectible for adults. Nice little piece here, this bomb. I didn't find the place to put it. Maybe I'm just a bit dumb, whatever. I just didn't find it myself. The extra heads are cool. Well, I mean, it comes with this one attached, but this is the one for me. This figure, even if it's one kind of simpler trooper, with this head, to me, looks amazing, and he looks the business with that head again. I showed it already, but there it is again. So that's it for this review. Please leave a like, share, subscribe, comment, and all of that good stuff. Take care, and I will see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao, ciao.